Alrighty, I am back. This time I'm doing the recipe costing worksheet for Chef Mara's class. So of course, this week we are doing 3-2-1 pie dough, and we are basing everything off of the original yield, which is 6 pounds or 2.72 kilograms. You can also add grams, which would be 2720 grams. No decimal points, so 2,720 grams. Of course, you add your name, add the date, and then we'll start off with the ingredients. Do not pay attention to any of this, we'll get close to it. So the ingredients, we have all-purpose flour, salt, that's not cutter. We have butter and cold water. For the recipe measurements will all be part of the original recipe because we are basing this off the original yield. So the original measurements for the recipe measurements: 3 pounds all-purpose flour, 1 ounce salt, 2 pounds butter, and 1 pound, is it 1 pound cold water? Ooh, it is 1 pound cold water. Okay, we'll go off with that. Now, recipe measurements in smallest unit, ounces or grams. I put both of them on there because they were both provided, except the ounces. The ounces you would have to do the conversions, but to find the conversions, to find the ounce of the pounds, it would be 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. So to find the amount of ounces for 3 pounds, it would be 16 times 3 equals 48. 16 times 2 is 32. 16 times 1 is 16. And grams are already listed. As I said a little while ago, to go ahead and get kilograms into grams, you would go ahead and put the decimal 3 points to the right. So instead of 1.36 kilograms inside the smallest measurement, it would be 1,360 grams. I would suggest to keep the ounces. You don't have to put grams, but keep the ounces in order to figure out what you need for the later equations. So we're starting off with price per ounce and gram, leading on to extension, and then filling out the rest. So to go ahead and find the price per ounce or gram, you can look back inside the Discord server and thank Teresa for going ahead and giving us all of her measurements so we didn't have to do any of the work. But sadly enough, I can't pull up the Discord right now, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my paper. So for all-purpose flour, if we look at the inventory cost list, we will go to all-purpose flour, which would be under flour AP. We see that purchasing units is 50 pounds. Unit cost is $17.10. We convert it down, and the cost per 1 ounce is 0.02 cents. So what we're going to put down is 0.02. And it is up to you if you want to go ahead and put a dollar sign in the front of it. It's completely optional as long as you know specifically that it's 2 cents and not some 20 cents, $2, whatever. Then we're going to be moving on to the salt. We're going to look for the S column. Going down, ginger, lemon. Other side, salt. So salt, we see purchasing unit is 1 ounce. Unit cost, 0.05 cents. So cost per 1 ounce is 0.05 cents. So what we're going to do is 0.05 for the price per ounce or gram. Butter, we're going to go back all the way to the very beginning. We're going to go ahead and find butter, unsalted. Purchasing unit is 36 per 1 pound. Unit cost is 125.50 cents. Converting, cost per ounce 0.22 cents. 0.22. Now for cold water, I'm not specifically sure. We can go ahead and do this just for the experience, but I would say cost per water is free. But just to make sure, you can pull up your trusty friend Google and look up how much does 1 ounce of water cost. And the AI generated overview can tell you around 5 cents. And www.rayne.water.com, all one word, can tell you it's about 0.04 cents per ounce. I will go with the general around 5 cents per ounce. And now we have everything that we're going to convert by. So to go ahead and find the extension, you're going to take the 48 ounces as an example and multiply it by 0.02 ounces to get the total amount that you will be paying for the all-purpose flour. So we go 48 times 0.02 and we get $0.96. Again, now we're going to do 1 ounce times 0.05, and 1 times 0.05 is 0.05. 2 pounds times 0.22 is 0.44. 16 ounces, wrong one. See, this is where we have to pay attention. 32 ounces, times 0.22. 32 times 0.22 is $7.04. 16 ounces times 0.05, 16 times 0.05 is $0.80. So we are completely done with the very top. We filled out our recipe, our yield, the ingredients, recipe measurements, measurements in the smallest unit, ounce or grams, price per ounce or grams, and extension, which is just finding the overall cost per the ingredients listed. Now we're going to get the total cost. Total cost is simple. Add up all the extensions. So we're going to do 0.96 plus 0.05 plus 7.04 plus 0.80. And we get, hopefully I did my math right, 8.85. So $8.85. So cost per each. We are not going to be doing menu price, gross profit, cost, food cost percentage, because that was not given to us in the instructions. So these will be knocked out. You don't need to pay attention to these. To find the cost per each, what you are going to do is find your original yield. 6 pounds, 2.72 kilograms. Let me do this. And 2720 grams. Now you can go ahead and I'll just leave it at that. Now you can go ahead and find the cost per grams, per ounce, whatever. Uh, oh wait, what am I talking about? Okay, cost per each. The cost per each in this sense, because we're not given a certain weight that each pie dough or that each dough per pie will be weighed out to be. We're just given one whole lump of 6 pound dough. We don't need to do the cost per each. Sorry about that. Let's go with wrong one. C. Okay. So again, sorry about that. We have the recipe costing worksheet, name, date, recipe 321 pie dough, yield 6 pounds, 2.72 kilograms, 2,720 grams. Your ingredients: all-purpose flour, salt, butter, cold water. Recipe measurements: 3 pounds, 1 ounce, 2 pounds, 1 pound. Recipe measurements in smallest unit: we have 48 ounces or 1,360 grams, 1 ounce, 30 grams, 32 ounces, 910 grams, 16 ounces, 450 grams. Price per ounce or grams: again, think Teresa. We have 2 cents, 5 cents, 22 cents, and 5 cents per ounce. An extension: we have 96 cents, 5 cents, $7.04, and 80 cents. To get total cost, we just add up all of the extensions, and that will give us $8.85. Again, because our yield is a total sum of a whole lump of dough and not the amount of individual pies that we can make from the dough, we are unable to go ahead and get the cost per each. So that will be left open. You can put NA, you can leave it completely blank, and we will not be doing menu price, gross profit, or food cost because we are unable to do these without any other information. And you're done.